this is Kevin. I'm out on my own today. Cynthia and Steve have got other things on. In fact, Steve's in Berlin. He's gone out with his wife to see their son and future daughter-in-law, and to also visit and meet their granddaughter for the first time, which would be lovely. Anyway, behind me, let's have a look. We've got a churchyard, and behind the trees, we've got a church. And that church is Didling Church, or the Shepherd's Church, or St Andrews. You can take your pick out of all those. Let me just show you what's in front of me. This is looking up towards the South Downs, and I can see people right up near the top. But Didling Church is on the north side of the South Downs, where the surrounding farms are mainly sheep farms, whereas before they were actually a mix of sheep and dairy cattle. The South Downs runs along the top of Didling Hill, and there is a very steep climb to the top of the South Downs, accessed by a signpost footpath which runs along the side of the church, and that's just about where I'm about to head to now. So let's have a look, see what we can find. Footpath sign just in front of me, just there, and that's the footpath I was telling you about that heads directly up that way to a stile which is on the tree line up in the distance. But I'm just going to head back down this way, down this track, and have a look at the church down here. Well, as you can probably see behind me, I'm at the west end of the church, and you can see behind me is fields, and you can see the fields away in the distance and a farm there. Beautiful, beautiful countryside. And this church is set all on its own in the at the base, as I say, of the South Downs. Interestingly, here the got the whitewashed walls there, but the St Andrews that we see standing here today is not the first church that was here. There is evidence there was a Saxon church stood here before. The west end, which is this end here, and the far end, the east end, were rebuilt in the 1870s, and some of the windows were replaced at the same time. The yew tree at the entrance of the church has an interesting history to it, and the yew tree is several hundreds of years old, but there is something about the tree which I will put more information in the introduction to the film, to the video. But this tree was actually nearly cut down, and at the base of the tree you can actually see the cut mark from the person that come to cut it down. So I'm just going to wander back round from the east end back into this graveyard. Let's just have a look up here at this. I've been here several times before, but I wanted to come back because I found out some more information about this church and the cemetery. But this is one thing that's always interested me about the fact that very sad that this couple are married 28th of July 1959, Peter and Alison, and they died one day apart from each other, June the 23rd, 2009, and the 24th of June 2009. And their surname, well, their name was Peter and Alison Booker. That's very, very sad. So as I just wander around the churchyard again, you've got these headstones which are underneath this tree here. And wander back round this way. As you might be able to see that the church is under a tile roof, and it's got a gravel gully that runs all the way round, which is collecting the rainwater. just in this west end of the church, you've got these rather interesting heads, well, they're head irons marking graves. But over here, just in this, I suppose, northwest corner of the cemetery is this stone, which is there. And it has been looked into, and it's been suggested that this is a headstone for the Knights Templar. And I believe that there was some talk over 100 years ago of actually doing something about this and perhaps getting it raised back up, but it's gradually becoming covered in all this moss that you see on the side here. And it would be lovely if that could have something done about that. Well, as I'm standing at this west end, I might just as well show you the single bell that's up there. And we've got the wooden porch going into the church. And when you look there, it's just got this one single door going into the church, and it is suggested that these date from about 1587. As I said just a second ago, this is just mainly a timber frame porch with timber cladding on both sides and under a tiled roof. One thing I did notice just now on the south side of the church is the shape of the wall. It might not be able to be picked up very easily on this camera, but the shape of the wall is incredible, where it bows all the way along into the middle and back out towards the east end where the brickwork was replaced when the two end walls were rebuilt. So we need to try and get into the inside now and have a look, see if we can have a look in there. Well, I'm just about to head into the church now, and hopefully the door is unlocked. Oh yes it is, that's great. But when you come into this, it is, there's no electricity in here whatsoever, but it's lit by candle. And directly above me, let me just step back and show you down through there. You can see there's 3 candle chandeliers with candles all the way around the outside of the wall, out on the outer walls. But also on the ends of the pews, candles can be put into these little holders, little brackets. Services are held here, but not that often, I don't believe. But as you can see, it's painted white, and we've got with the single bell, you've got this one bell cord which is going up into the roof there. The timbers are held up and supported by huge iron brackets on certain points of it. Obviously they've had a problem there in the past. But just in front of me is this font, and the font is made from one single lump of Bracklesham stone. It could be older than the actual church itself, and possibly one of the oldest in the country. So as you can see, it's just made out of that one lump of stone. It's got the wooden top. The church pews are Jacobean, which you can see here, it's worn very badly, but they've actually been supported by timbers on the backs and on the seating area. You can see there that there's new timbers been put on top. Not very clear in this light, because as I said, there's no lighting here. And that's just to strengthen them up a bit. But the rails at the front there, they're Jacobean, from the altar. And the pulpit also is Jacobean. But interestingly, this is made from an old church chest. And it is very, very ornate. It's a lovely thing. Let me just wander around and see if I can have a look this side. And that would be the inside of the old chest. And as I'm looking back, the little vestry in the corner. And the floor is of tile, as you can see here. But underneath where the pews are, the floor is all wood. So let's just have a wander back outside. You can see where the windows are very deeply inset into the walls. They're very thick walls, probably 2.5 feet perhaps in places. You can see up in that corner there where there was originally another timber that ran all the way across as a support, but they've now got this iron bar that runs through, which is adjustable to, it's like a tie bar, I suppose you would call it. But this door is fascinating. I don't know whether you can see that from that angle, but the bow in the door, or the lean in the door, is incredible, and it still shuts. It's just fascinating. So let me just wander back outside again. Back out here. And with the backdrop of the St Andrews Church, and I can hear a wood pigeon hooting away in the trees. But anyway, short visit for me today. As I say, on my own, but anyway, never mind, get out on my own. So this will be Kevin saying bye-bye, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, bye.
Hello, if you've enjoyed Kevin's video today, why not subscribe to his Kevin's Rambles YouTube channel, give us a like and follow us in the future, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot, bye bye.